Good morning, everyone. It is Tyleda here at 360 Cafe. It is another tea time with Tyleda on this tranquil Tuesday. I'm getting started a little earlier this morning because I have some errands and things to run today to get ready for later on this evening. I'll be participating in our local Google Small Business Cohort. So, morning. I'm here in the kitchen right now preparing a cup of tea. And so I placed an order on Etsy with this shop. It's called Savvy Eco Living. And this is my first time ordering from her. I ordered several different things. Some of the things I'll use in my botanical herbal products. However, this is a drinking tea, and so it is vanilla robust red tea, and I can't wait to try it. So I'm preparing that now. I hope you all are having a wonderful morning so far, and wonderful week. Stay positive, especially during this Mercury retrograde. Stay on your square. I already poured some honey in the bottom of my glass. My sister got me this mug for my birthday. Isn't it cute? Cute. It says, open your heart to new adventures. And I'm very adventurous. Good morning, the Creative Creole. How are you feeling this morning? I'm sorry. I be looking like, just trying to make sure her hair's not out of place and stuff like that. So this morning, I'm making this vanilla robust tea. I can't wait to try it. I think my water is it's ready for me. I don't have a tea kettle, so I just got to use what I got for the time being. I used some honey that I brought back from Africa. This one came from Benin Republic. I have another one. It comes from Nigeria. I really like the taste of the one from Benin Republic so much better than the one from Nigeria. So, how have you been, the Creative Creole? I see you got your over 1,000 subscribers. Now to get your watch time up, yes. Then I could come through and sprinkle some love on you because I pick a few channels once a month that I bless with a super chat or a super sticker. And so, I blessed all the channels that I was going to bless for this month yesterday. How did I get what? The Creative Creole. Yes, I'm excited. I can't wait to try this tea. Oh, you mean the honey? If you're asking me about how did I get the honey, my husband's Nigerian, and so we traveled over last year, and I bring back all kind of good stuff every time I go. Like I brought back some lemongrass last year. Yep, I figured you were talking about the honey, the Creative Creole. Let me tell you, I don't know how I got it through customs. I'm just okay. The last time I went to Nigeria, okay, I flew out of Washington, D.C., and I came back through D.C. That is the worst airport to fly in and out of. So by the time after waiting in a 3-hour line to be checked back into the country, I made it to customs, and he's like, do you have anything in your suitcase? I'm like, no, because I didn't fill off that paper on the plane anyway. Like, no, I don't. I had plantains, I had bananas, I had herbs, I had artwork, I had lemongrass that did not last. My lemongrass had died. However, that's cool, I just figured that, hey, it just wasn't meant to make it here in Pittsburgh. But I went to the Asian market that's close to my house the other day, and they had some lemongrass. And I got really excited because it smelled very fragrant, like what I had gotten over in Africa. And so I brought it and I made some tea. I cut some of the stalks and I made some tea. Yes, the Creative Creole. By the time I made it through that 3-hour custom line, they're like, "Do you have anything?" I'm like, "Mm," and I just rolled my bags right on through. Like, huh? Forget that. Fill out no papers. Like no, no. And so some of the stuff I sold in my place of business, and then, other things I use here at home. I brought shea butter back, cocoa butter, mango butter. Oh my goodness, you name it, I had it in my suitcase. And then when my husband and my baby came back, they brought all the rest of the stuff because my sister-in-law, she's a very seasoned traveler, traveling from Africa to France and from Africa to here. I did get lucky. I did. But I was not playing with them people. I'm like, after standing in this 3-hour line, you think I'm gonna like stand here and be agitated some more? So I just had to go ahead and went somewhere. Um, I want to tell you all how this tastes because this is my first time ever tasting this kind of tea, and this is my first time ever patronizing Savvy Eco Living on Etsy. Oh, it's really good. It's mild and stuff like that. And so, this is keeping on my theme of vanilla. The video I uploaded the other day of a DIY body massage oil, one of the essential oils that I mentioned was vanilla essential oil. And the other was sweet orange. Vanilla has that calming effect and have people to feel very secure and things like that. So that's why around the holidays, when you go into the stores, you might smell cinnamon, vanilla, all that kind of stuff that give people those thoughts of home, those nostalgic thoughts. So, these brick and mortars, they have to become more and more creative to stay in business because these online e-commerces are wiping out all of the physical brick and mortars. And I would say I'm one that's guilty of helping with that because I prefer to shop online than to go into the store sometimes. Any more vacations planned the Creative Creole? I can't believe y'all left all that sunshine in California to go to some snowy mountains wherever you all took your winter vacation. And see, me this time of year, I normally run over to Africa because it's about 100 degrees and it's so hot. Trying pine gets you every time. Yes, I love pine. It's really, really good. And something that I just noticed, I noticed it a while ago, but it just dawned on me. Whenever I smell tea tree oil, I'm like, this smells so familiar. Smells so familiar. Where have I smelled this before besides smelling tea tree? I noticed that pine sol, it's obvious, when you smell pine sol, and then if you smell tea tree oil, it smells similar. So I'm like, where do they get pine sol from if they're using tea tree oil to make the pine sol? So that's a little interesting, but that's not the first time that they do things like that. So it's neither here nor there. You're going to South Africa? I want to go to South Africa one day, but I have to make it to East Africa. I want to go to Mozambique. I want to go to Kenya and South Sudan once they get their political wars and everything cleared up, because political wars in Africa can be extremely deadly. There's a lot of uprising in countries abroad because the long lasting dictators in those countries that did nothing but siphon money into their own pockets and watch the people get poor. At first, looking at Mugabe from Zimbabwe was something inspiring to see how he just wouldn't fold. However, um, what he did to the people was horrible, like, and they're still in a state of distress. And it's so sad. Africa is the richest continent in the world, but yet it's so poor. And Congo, in particular, is very rich in natural resources. Our cell phones, our laptops, all that stuff that we have the enjoyment of using every day, those people go out there and work hard for pennies or less for us to have these different enjoyments in life. Yeah, our Sears are closed. I had to travel an hour outside of my city, the Creative Creole, to get to a Sears. All of our Sears have been closed for a couple years already, and I loved Sears, especially buying pants and stuff for my children from Sears, because if anything happens to them, they're under warranty. So you take them back and you just get another pair, get another pair, get another pair. I love that about Sears. It is so much corruption, especially in Nigeria. I hate it. They hassle you for money. Like, every 5 meters, there's either a customs officer, a police officer, immigrations. Like, it's ridiculous. And they all have their hand out for money and they won't let you pass. And they'll even have little strips to bust your tires out. They will not let you pass unless you give them some money and stuff. So the last time we were over there, I was so fed up. Like, I'm sick of y'all. So I pulled my phone out and I started filming the one officer. He got so mad at me and this and that. I was like, I don't care. I'm American. I'm not from here. I don't deal with the oppression of women. My husband could tell you very well that I don't deal with being oppressed. So I'd be darned if you're going to oppress me from getting across the border into the next country. If you're not making enough money, this position that you're in, find another one. So over there in Nigeria, being a police officer or something like that, or driving a big truck or public transportation, you're really frowned upon because those are jobs that don't bring you a lot of money. So it's sad. It can be so powerful over in Africa, the Creative Creole, but there's no togetherness. And so as long as we are divided throughout the world, the elite is going to continue to win. The elite control all the money so they can care less about all the rest of us. That's why when I get on the phone with my mom and she's like, hey, did you see what the president and this and that? I don't feed into all that because I know that he doesn't necessarily control anything. He's a puppet and he's being told what to do from those families that make all the money. The Rothschilds, Rockefellers, the Warburgs, the J.P. Chase and Morgan family, um, Russell, Charles T. Russell, and my husband's a Jehovah's Witness, and I had to ask him, like, so what made you want to be a Jehovah's Witness? You have to be very careful in African countries because their customs are so different. Like I said, they are very into oppressing the women. Keep them in the kitchen, keep them barefoot, keep them pregnant. And a lot of the times, the men necessarily won't run amok, but they're free to do whatever. I'll never forget. This was after me and my husband said I do. He's like, you're not allowed outside past 10 p.m. I'm like, allowed? And 10 p.m., And I'm just like, wait. Because had you, told me this before all the I do's and stuff, baby, you would have been gone a long time ago. So it's interesting. Just like how they do with pets over there. Like you'll see dogs outside all day in the heat. I mean, they could last, but over here you'll go to jail. And so my husband's like, look at this. They value life of animal over a human being. And I'm like, yeah, for the most part, because here in Pittsburgh a few years ago, there was somebody shot down at the Port Authority bus stop because they unleashed their Port Authority police dog on him, and so he stabbed the dog, and they shot this man down. Like they shot him down, like he was a rabid dog. I couldn't believe it. It was so sad. Like that's why I need to get out of here. I need some sunlight and stuff. The Creative Creole. How about one of the only states besides like Iowa, Nebraska, all them like boring Midwest states. I've never been to California, but I've been to Las Vegas. Um, I think that's the only state that I've been to over in the West is Nevada because I have family in California, and I told them that I was going to visit them last summer, but that didn't happen. And so I'm going to try to pick up this year where I left off last year and try to make it over there this year. It's serious. I'm telling you, the Creative Creole, they be looking at me like there's this. So we were on our way to a different state in Nigeria, and my brother-in-law made a wrong turn, and so we were going down the one way, and so like the guy that was directing traffic because they were working on the road stopped us and said, "Hey, this you're going the wrong way. This, that, and the third, and over there." You just don't think about it. So he wanted to get in the car. So my husband hopped in the back seat with me, and the guy sat in the passenger seat with my brother-in-law. So we goes to like one of their government buildings. Why did they have a whole setup there? And my husband and his brother got out the car, but I sensed danger. So I was like ready for action. Why did they have somebody there busting people's tires so that you had to pay him to refill your tire with air? Like they had a whole scheme set up. And so they bust the first tire. I hopped out the back seat into the front seat. I put that car in drive and I drove up like, you bust one tire, you won't bust another one. I couldn't believe it. I got out the car and there was a major stare down. Them men were looking at me like, and I knew that they knew that I wasn't from there. It was horrible. Yeah. It was a black man, the Creative Creole, and it's sad. Like they shot him down. Just like they shot Antoine Rose in his back. He was running away. I mean, he was with questionable people, but it wasn't him doing questionable things. And that boy, that at 17 years old, I couldn't believe it. But I'm happy to say that his mom is, she's moving past it. And so with Jay-Z, Meek Mills, and all of them did, they reached out to her. They treated her to the Super Bowl, and they're about to do a documentary on her son and her situation because that cop got off shooting that kid in the back. And he shouldn't even been working for the police force because he was let go by another police force by being, too aggressive and things like that. So she won a settlement, but that no amount of money in the world can take that pain away. Like that was very traumatizing for all of us because at that time my son was even 16. And so I'm just like, oh, I got to keep you closer. I got to keep you closer. So I keep him close. Don't I, son? Yeah, he's not paying me any attention over there. It's okay. Yeah, they do not value Black lives. Are you going to cook up anything good on your channel soon, the Creative Creole? Because I want to tune in. And Mardi Gras is coming up. I wish I was going to New Orleans. I love New Orleans. I love the food. I love the culture. I love the people. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They tried it in Africa. They tried it. It's certain countries. Now, for instance, the French-speaking countries, because they're coming into a coalition where they're creating their own currency so that France can't continue to get rich off of them. They're doing a lot better. They're not, extorting money out of people and things like that. It is Nigeria because Nigeria, it's hard life over there. I must say the infrastructure is very weak. The lighting situation is horrible. That's why I always beg that if we're going to Africa, that I don't stay in Nigeria for too long because I like the people aren't particularly welcoming. They stare a lot. And you know how over here in the States, we take offense a lot to things like that. Like, why are they staring at me? And it's not. They don't. They won't look you up and down, look at you while you looking at them, looking at you. And they're not going to care or even try to play it to the left like they weren't doing it. But yes, you wish you were going to Mardi Gras. Oh my goodness. And I heard, did they do something in Alabama too? I've been looking at all my ancestry stuff, the Creative Creole, and I'm unraveling so much. So I have ancestors from Mississippi. I already knew Georgia and I already knew Alabama, but I'm uncovering so much more. And I'm just like, wow, like for instance, I couldn't understand why I was able to find so much information on my grandfather's family. And after digging and digging, I found out they were Black Indians. Um, I don't know how to pronounce it, Choctaw tribe. So they were a part of the freedmen Choctaw tribe. I'm trying. I know I probably butchered it. It's sad, but I'm gonna get it together. Oh my goodness, I like them. The Fayaya, them Black Indians down there in New Orleans. They be having some really nice costumes. Let me tell you, Creative Creole. My last time in New Orleans was 9 years ago. I was pregnant with my daughter, and so all my friends, they were partying, drinking their grenades and their hurricanes and stuff, riding the mechanical bulls. I'm like, I'm cool. I'm collecting my beads and everything, having a good time, not being able to drink nothing. So here, I don't know. Oh yeah, my daughter came out. She likes fried pickles. I had my first fried pickles down there. Like it was just so interesting. My friends where we got our Airbnb, they did not want to walk. I think they wanted, even though the bus and the trolley is cheap in New Orleans. I like that. I was like, oh, they don't try to stress the people, with so much um cost for transportation. And so I made them walk the 40 blocks from our Airbnb all the way down to, you know, Bourbon and everything. They were so mad at me. They're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Come on, let's do this." And they're like, "I can't believe it." I'm like, "Well, I should be the one complaining because I'm the pregnant one. But the five of you, you're in excellent health and you're complaining about walking these blocks." The Indians were Black. They lied to us. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I learn something new day, every day. And I do know, like, there's some people here in Pittsburgh, they're claiming their sovereignty and being Black Indians and stuff like that. And I do know on each side um, of my maternal side that there's Indian. And however, where it all comes in at, I am clueless, but I want to learn and teach my kids because my uncle, one of my great uncles, he was on me knowing our family history. And so it's funny because now he's deceased and it's just me, the book in the family. So I'm like to everybody else, like, well, if something happened to me, then though nobody else has this information, you know. I'm like, somebody gotta listen to me. So I guess that's why my uncle even grabbed me up and made sure he had to give all that information to somebody so that somebody else could, be able to give it to the family. That's what the people that's claiming sovereignty here in Pittsburgh say, that the indigenous people of Americas were people of color. And so I do know that when they're conquering a people, they erase their history. And so that's all around the world. It's not just here in America. It happened everywhere where they brought division and conquer to the areas. It's so sad. Just like, Wow, so much destructive behavior, like we don't need that. Old Creative Creole. Look, I'm not a mukbang or cooking channel, but can I challenge you to make some gumbo? I just want to come over and watch a video about making gumbo because I never tried to. But I watch somebody else make it. I'll eat somebody else's gumbo. But as far as me to try to make it, that's a different story. It's a completely different story. I don't know about that. I will leave it to the professionals. Oh my goodness, just even thinking about it, the gumbo. Mm. And so my mom, she always talks about my cousin. He married someone from New Orleans, and she talks about how she was down there the year after Katrina and how just nasty it was and all this kind of stuff. I was down there a few years after that, but and we even did a um, what do you call it? We volunteered. We did a volunteer experience. There was a man still rebuilding his house, so we went and helped him paint his shutters and his picket fence and stuff like that. So not only did we go down there to enjoy ourselves, but we also went and helped somebody else. So that made me feel good. Pregnant belly and all, I was eating good. I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna watch it because I have watched Hidden Colors by Tariq Nasheed. I have read different things, Um, it's just like I said, I learn something new every day. If each and every one of us isn't learning something new every day, then we're doing something wrong completely. Like honest to God truth. Because that is one of the major things to do is to learn and to give it to somebody else. Because if it's not applicable in your life, then you might be able to give it to somebody else that it can help. And that goes for information that I see and all that kind of stuff. I'm nebby. Like if I see brochures on the table, I'm going to walk over and I'm going to take a look. And I might not need anything off the table, but I might say, "Oh, I know so-and-so. She, needs so-and-so. Oh, yeah, him. He might need." So, I like being a very resourceful person because I may not be able to give you anything um, monetarily. However, I could give you some of this knowledge and some of this wisdom. It's just whatever you choose to do with it is what you choose to do with it after I give it to you. You know, I'm going to have to go and look. But yes, Creative Creole, I'm going to need you to get a challenge for me started up on YouTube so I can go to everybody's channel that I follow that does eating challenges and cooking challenges. Make some gumbo. It's Mardi Gras season. Make some gumbo. Gumbo. And the only thing that I was upset that I couldn't enjoy while being in New Orleans was I couldn't eat no oysters. No fresh oysters. Couldn't eat raw seafood, expecting and things like that. I'm sitting here looking at my baby. I have to go to Starduster 2's channel because I want to say it was Arizona Homestead and her and Lead Former 73. They had got some hydroponic set up. However, that's just a little too much for me. I need real basic. And so that's just the lemongrass I brought from the Asian market. It's rooted and stuff. Some of my grow lights just came in. I'm going to get ready to, try to pot it in some soil. I'm so happy. I'm like, oh, it grew. And the lemongrass I brought back from Africa, Dad, you're not a mukbanger. No, I'm not a mukbanger, but I'll drink this tea then. You got called out. Yes, those letters that you made, really pretty. It's just, I'm not creative like that. I'm not into details like that. That's why I deal with herbs and making soaps and bath salts and stuff like that because I like how essential oils can help us to heal, like it does and triggers different things in the brain, like when you're experiencing different things. Um, One of my favorite ones, essential oils, Lang Lang. It has this like fruity smell, and I don't know, like instantly, if I'm feeling down and I just open the cap in the morning and take a whiff of it, I instantly feel so much better. Well, oh, the Dells, oh my goodness, them and their challenges, I can't last. So yeah, Creative Creole, let's get you monetized by next month so that I could come through and bless you. I come through and I bless some of my favorite channels, that's very helpful and supportive. Um, they're reciprocal of the support that I give to them. They'll come through and stop at my laugh. Last week, it's funny because I pre-scheduled that live, and soon as I like tried to go live, everything went wrong. And so I was like, well, today, honey, I'm not pre-scheduling nothing. I'm just going to turn this laptop on and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to get busy. And so that's what I did. Everybody does have their own talents. And I like, the channels that I follow, I like them. And so, and I try to support everybody. Sometimes, like some weeks, I might have like an off week from YouTube because just being busy and being a business owner. Like, for instance, this evening, I won't be able to visit anybody's live. I'll be going through Google's Small Business Accelerated cohort. So I won't be available to be watching anybody's videos, and just like I know that others, like we got our days where, okay, we can watch videos, then we might be a little too busy. And that's all understandable. And I am understanding of people that keep their lives like about an hour because, even though I will let somebody's live, just even if I can't give my full undivided attention to the whole laugh, I will let it play completely out on my phone and stuff like that to let them earn the watch hours. So because I'm not a selfish person, I'm very giving, sometimes too giving, and it's I can't say a detriment to myself because when you believe and you know that when you give, you shall receive, it always comes back in the way that you need it to come back. So say you give somebody money, but you might have needed a babysitter for something later on down. You know what I mean? So it just opens up to um, you know, balance things out. And us as women, we are born nurturers and givers. However, we got to learn to be nurtured and receive. We have to be open to being receptive, like because a lot of times because we were bred and brought up to feel as though we're strong. I'm a strong Black woman. I don't need no man. That's, well, in my eyes, my opinion, that's false. We all need somebody. However, in the end, we all are in control of our own happiness as individuals. You know, because I got into it with some people on Facebook last week. They tagged me on this Pick Misha post, and all I was saying to them was to understand you're in control of your own happiness, and for real, don't expect for any woman to be your crutch. Like I'm not going to be your crutch. But I can add and help add a extra component and give support. However, don't think for 1 second that I'm going to do it all for you, like at all. He'll never say that. Yeah, like it's crazy. The creative Creole, I don't understand. But and like I was saying to them too last week, that it is all in one's perception, because it's what your mind perceives. If your mind perceives something to be negative, then that's your perception. If your mind perceives something to be positive, that's your perception. And I just leave things up to someone else's own perception. You can't change it, regardless of whatever. Somebody could say, oh, well, yes, it was a Pick Misha post. It was a guy a guy was a millionaire and he got with somebody, or I don't know, got with a woman and she helped him to a woman with a brain can help a man become a millionaire, and a woman without a brain can help a man become broke. I was like, what? I was like, and it's not my responsibility. And if you making stupid decisions, stuff like that, yeah, I watched this channel. Her name is called Ashira Star Goddess, the Creative Creole. And she came up with the term pick Misha. It's in the Urban Dictionary and everything. It's basically talking about a woman that wants to be a Bob the Builder, build him up. And for the most part, a lot of times when we do all that, building him up to get him to where we want him and grooming him to where we want him, what he did, leave and go to the next chick. And so we have to be careful of those things and be better judges of character. And like I said, my husband 52 faked me out. Like seriously, man, when I think back to it and just how different he was before we said the I do to after we said I do, like I still have my dog and my cat, but before I even met him, I had my dog and my cat. And as we were dating and stuff like that, he played cool with my pets and stuff. By the time we said I do and stuff and moved in with one another, it was, I don't like dog in sitting room. I don't like cats. It was just crazy. I don't think so. I feel as though, yeah, taken from a woman, like I don't get it. Even though in some relationships, yeah, the woman's the one that is out there being the breadwinner and the man, whatever. However, you're able to balance your situation, do that. But in my case, it's not going to work. Like my eyebrows are going to raise. You asking me for what? I mean, I'm not stingy, but what's mine is mine. What's his is mine, and what's ours is mine. So no, I'm just playing. I'm just playing because I'm not that. I'm not a selfish person. Even though I'm my mother's only child, I've always been extremely giving. It's ridiculous. And I see people that's only kids and they're so stingy, and I just don't understand it. Yes, like it was crazy. Like he was trying to lock my pets in the basement. I'm like, I didn't get my pets to torment them and give them a quality of life like this. Like he had brought some deadbolt locks. He thought he was about to like lock my pets in the basement. In the basement, I politely hid those locks, and I just found them the other day. Like they were hidden for some years, but it was just crazy. And so when my husband and I decided like to separate, the like the whole depression was lifted off the house. Everybody was happy, kids, cat, dog, and all. Now I don't know if we're gonna like decide to stay married or anything like that. I'm not a secretive person, I'm not like that secretive. I'm very open. I'm very transparent because if my situation can help somebody in their situation, then I'm more than happy to share. And so, and part of the reason is, yeah, because the controlling factor and the fact that I respect his beliefs as a Jehovah's Witness. I got to learn some things about being a Jehovah's Witness. However, that's not for me. I don't want to be a Jehovah's Witness. I am not one to practice organized religion. I respect everybody in their belief system, but I'm most definitely not like conforming to like anybody's anything, because I feel as though that there is some truth in all. It's just like I said, it's up to our perception of it all and what you can decipher and what you feel as though is the truth out of it all. So in the end, it's complete big mess. And so my husband's parents are celebrating their golden wedding anniversary this year. I I keep falling asleep on it. I keep falling asleep on it. I'm gonna have to watch it. I gotta watch it. You know what? I feel as though like I felt as though I was like, was there a motive? I did question that too because the behaviors changed completely. There began verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, and physical abuse. Like that was that, and I can't, like have nobody trying to beat me down mentally and stuff like that. Especially when I'm always busy and I'm using my mind to, create things and to boost my business and all that kind of stuff. Like it's crazy. But since you mentioned it, I think that I'm gonna attempt to try to watch uh, A Fall from Grace later on this week. Look, I can't say today because, like I said, today is about to be one of those on the go days. I have several meetings coming up. I'm really excited. I'm moving out of my brick and mortar space on Sunday. And so this is a change for me. It was a great opportunity to be a part of that business cohort. I'm thankful we were the first in that cohort. And I wish much success for everybody else in the following cohort. But it is 360 Cafes time to go and time to grow and continue to move onward and upward. I want to do some vending events in other cities and stuff. So I'm going to look in Michigan because there's places that I don't mind to drive. But Michigan, New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Virginia. I'm even willing to go to North Carolina. I said, me and the kids, we're taking our products that we make on the road, and we want open up our time to travel and stuff like that. I can't stand having to be somewhere for too long. Like, it's, like I said, I'm an extreme busybody, and I'm gonna explain that. They say that fire signs, which I'm a fire sign, I'm a Sagittarius. They say fire signs like to experience it all, which me, yes, I can say that I prefer an experience over anything else. They say that air signs are the know-it-alls of the zodiac. And oh my goodness, my sisters that are Aquariuses, they say yes, we do know it all. So I just leave them alone with that. Um, they say water signs like to feel it all, and they say earth signs like to think about it all. Good morning, welcome to the live. Somebody else came in. Good morning, good morning. I'm drinking my vanilla red robust tea from Eco Savvy Living. No, I just said it backwards. Savvy Eco Living on Etsy. Visit her shop. It's good. It's really good. She had tons and tons of products. I brought some of her dried herbs to put in my products. So some of the flowers and stuff that I put in my DIY massage oil is from her shop. She had some really pretty lavender buds, rose buds. Like she just had an abundance to choose from. And being as though I ran out of the cocoa butter and mango butter that I brought back from Africa, I ordered some from her. It's really good quality. That cocoa butter smells so good that you would want to eat it, but you can't. You can't. So um, it's interesting. So I'm just getting down with Etsy all like that. I just opened up an Etsy shop because what I plan to do is offer wholesale on Etsy, where I use my regular website to offer my products just individually. But if somebody's having a baby shower, a bridal shower, anything like that, then I want them to, think about 360, especially if they're good morning, Simple Living. How are you? Simple Living is reading the chat. My cat is eyeballing me right now. I don't know what she wants from my life. But yes, we've just been talking about all kind of stuff. Travels abroad. I'm trying to get the Creative Creole to make some gumbo. so that I can be inspired to possibly try to make some myself or go find some to go eat somewhere. I really love beignets too. Oh, can you make some beignets? Well, I'm coming up with all kinds of little creative Creole. Before you leave, hit me today. I'm gonna give you a whole bunch of challenges. The beignet challenge, the gumbo challenge. You know, look, we in Mardi Gras season, so all things Mardi Gras. And who makes the drinks? Where's TK Tanae been? I want her to do a hurricane or a grenade. Well, I got ideas for everybody, so it's hilarious. It's easy. I think it's easy, because it's in your blood. You from New Orleans. It's not easy for everybody. I don't have that much confidence. Yeah, I'll leave it to the professionals. Okay, check out Charlie the Cook Andrews. Okay, yes. I really used to like the Food Network channel a very long time ago. It was years ago. I was like into it. I used to really love Paula Dana. Would write her recipes down and stuff like that, and I would cook it and offer my grandmother some. And now you know if grandma liked it, that you did a good job. You love gumbo too, Simple Living? Yes, so we have to try to talk the Creative Creole into, getting us a video up here. Some gumbo. I heard that the Dells are from New Orleans too, but they don't do cooking. They're mukbang. So, but I'm looking for somebody out here that's willing to do some gumbo, a grenade, a hurricane, all that good stuff. I can't wait. Fried pickles. I'm just having flashbacks. I'm excited. I'm gonna check him out, the Creative Creole. Oh, I'm gonna check him out. I'm so excited. And so, everybody, on Sunday, it's a change. Once I move all of my things, my display case, my inventory out of the brick and mortar, it's on to continue. So I cleared out space in the basement, cleaned very well because I have to have somewhere to put my products because I still run an e-commerce. I'm trying to learn how to make catchier videos, use buzzwords, all that kind of stuff. I'm still fairly new to all this because I'm not a techie type person. And I really don't like social media. I hate having to be on Facebook. If I did not have a business, I would not be on Facebook. I sure will tell him that you sent me and I'm going to go. I can't wait. But, um, I just love seafood. I love good food. I love paella. It's weird. I don't eat pork, but doggone it, I'm not going to pass up no gumbo. I'm not going to pass up no paella. I'll eat a sausage deer, but it's good. I just can't. I sure will. I'm gonna look for Charlie. See, look, you ask and you shall receive. It's that simple to manifest. Look, the Creative Creole was like, don't put me in on that. I'm gonna send you to somebody that already got the gumbo video up. I know that's right, the Creative Creole. What you say? You be busy enough. You be busy enough. How's your family, the Creative Creole? I hope everybody's well and Simple Living. I hope your morning is going well. I hope everybody's gotten something to eat. Hope you're not hungry. Hope you're not thirsty because we got to take care of those basic needs first. If we're not taking care of those basic needs, then how can we take care of our family? That's very important. I ran my health bank empty last year. I didn't know whether or not I was leaving up out of here or not. Well, the year before last, 2018. And I will never, never, ever run myself so ragged ever again. Okay, I'm glad that your family's doing good. I'm so glad. Yes, I'm just ready for a vacation. I'm ready. And yeah, Creative Crew, I'm thinking back to your question. Like, I think that, yeah, there was an alternative motive in the beginning. So, and to stay in something that's not serving you is it's asinine. And I'm like, do we have a direction? Where we headed? Things like that. And if it's not in a positive direction, then just let me go. Let me be free to do what I want to do, which is nothing here in Pittsburgh. I just want to move. I want to buy some property. I've been looking in North Carolina, South Carolina. I haven't thought about Florida. Florida's just not on my radar. Possibly Georgia. We'll see. I don't know. I just want land. I want a new house. I'm tired of being in Pittsburgh. I only stayed here until my oldest son graduated from high school. Now he is a graduate. He is now in the Army Reserves, and his little crazy self is trying to go active. He's trying to go active, and it's interesting that everything that he's tried to do, he wanted to go to Germany, and then they started talking about don't go to the European countries, and that tour he didn't get to go. Then he talking about, yeah, I want to go to Cuba, this, and that. I'm like, don't rush. I got a little old base over there. The next thing you know, what happened? Can't go to Cuba. So I'm like, well, son, just be patient. You'll get your action, you'll get your tour duty, but just hold off from all that. Because he was just, I'm tired of sitting here. I want to do this. Like when kids think they're grown and they still have a lot of learning to do. So I'm just so happy about the boy. So happy. A Facebook notification is people's birthdays today. It's Aquarius season. It is my air signs that know it all season. Air signs that know it all. So this tea was really, really good. I like it. I'll recommend that to some others. She had some other teas on her Etsy shop that now I'm willing to try because I liked it. Look, and I gotta let her know, like I gave you props, I shouted you out on YouTube. Now, you got even a bigger audience. So anything interesting for today? Anything interesting planned for anybody? I'm just happy I get to get out the house today. My son's here, he's going to grandma's fit for me. Her house is almost done being renovated, so she'll be going home soon. Every day she pack her bag and say, I'm leaving here and I ain't never coming back. And then we take her a piece of cake, a cookie, or something. After she have her sugar, she be good. Like she be, I'm all right. Then she starts smiling at everybody again. Y'all, I'm not like my goodness. And so I get a lot of enjoyment of being able to do for my grandmother the things that she done for me as a child, which was cook and make sure that I was well. And gave me tons and tons of goodies. Oh yeah. I just miss those homemade waffles, homemade pies, homemade cobblers and stuff. I'm thankful that she did give me the recipe for her crust before she forgot it and stuff. I'm glad she gave me recipes. It's funny because my mom and she tried and attempted to make a sweet potato pie over Thanksgiving. She tried. She tried. Now, if she did good, it's another story. And so, do you think I gave her my grandma's recipe? Nah, because she should have came and got it. She should have, while my grandmother was still able to do all that, should have did it. Will I ever share it with her? No. I'm doing better. No, I'm just playing you all. I'm not like that because I was the one to help to start break the cycle in my family. I seen that there was a cycle between the mother and daughter relationships in my family, and I was just like, this is horrible. It has to end somewhere. So I strive to do things differently with my kids. I'm very supportive of them. I'm very hands-on with them. And I don't play all of that with my kids. For instance, my middle son, he was injured in school on Friday. The school nurse called me like, yeah, Tyreek had an accident and something hit his mouth off of the computer stand and he might need stitches. So she said that. I'm like, lady, I'm gonna just take it as it's bad. She was like, you could come get him, or you might not want to come get him. I'm coming to get my kid, and I'm glad that I did. I took him to the urgent care, um, and they were like, we can't touch him. You have to take him to Children's Hospital. He has to see the plastic surgeon. So where the thing cut his lip, it had his lip line curled in a little ball. So the plastic surgeon had to, like even get that skin back down to stitch it back in. Basically, a plastic surgeon had to do it so that he doesn't get any scarring and won't have any deformities on his face. And the teacher class that it happened in, like, because my son was stunned and shocked and he stood up because they were getting ready for circle time, even though I would like to know why the incompetent teacher would sit such a piece of furniture next to a student's desk is beyond me. But he had got up, because they were going to their next activity in the class and he hit his face off of the computer stand. And the teacher just threw her hands up, go to the nurse. However, there were two other teachers who my kid wasn't even in their class that day, couldn't even make it to their class because it happened so early in the day. I had to go get them. They called me and texted me all throughout the day to check on my child because they knew that it was obviously severe. His gum line was lacerated. Like my kid received quite an injury. Okay. And but he's doing well. He's back in school. But just the fact that, two of his teachers took time out their day throughout Friday to message us and check on him and stuff like that. And the last time they checked on us, it was like 8 o'clock at night. And I'm like, we're waiting for the plastic surgeon to come in. And, they're like, okay, we want him to get well and speedy recovery. Where the other teacher, when my kid returned to school yesterday, he had other students telling him, yeah, Miss, Miss Me said you was just a big distraction, this, and that. Well, you think this kid just hit his head off of something hard, it bust his mouth, cut his gums, and you think it's not going to be a distraction? So I politely emailed the principal last night and let her know how disappointed I am in that teacher's handling of the situation and her lack of empathy. You don't have to show sympathy, but at least be empathetic, at least be a little more sensitive than you were. I'm highly offended. And so I'm like, don't call me. My kid talking in class. Like, don't call me. Don't call me. Because you're the distraction. And like I get offended easy, especially when it comes to my kids. I don't play those games, and so I'm waiting for the principal to call me because what I told her, what I would like to see as the outcome of the situation, for the teacher to go some type of training to be better equipped to deal and handle situations like this. She needs to be a little bit more sensitive because, like I said, even adults that my child, he wasn't even in their class at that time, were worried enough about him and his health because they knew the severity. They seen the severity. And so they kept in contact with us throughout that day. Like I was a nervous wreck after the urgent care was like, oh, we can't touch him. He got to go to a plastic surgeon. And I'm like, what? And so when they explained to me that where the skin was missing at the lip line, that it was something so delicate that only the plastic surgeon could do. I was just like, oh, great. And my middle son, it's interesting. Every time we have family pictures scheduled, why does he go out and get an injury somewhere on his face? Like 3 sets of stitches, like a set up here in the eyebrows, had 2 right here. Now, for this year's family pictures, we got stitches here. So I'm like, oh, reschedule us. And next time, I'm not even going to tell them when I schedule them because, maybe that'll keep him from going to go sustain another injury. So, but I'm glad. My Friday was stressful as all get up, but it's a new week and I'm fine now. And now I'm ready to go look at a gumbo recipe because I got some prawns downstairs in the freezer. Well, I got all kind of stuff. I got everything except sausage to put in gumbo. Of course, I'm going to get turkey sausage, because I got to be different. I got to be different. Even though I really want to learn how to make beignets. They're really, really good. They're really good. I want to do this video. I seen a shortcut of how they make Chinese donuts. I was like, so we go crazy over Chinese donuts, and this is what they're doing to make the donuts. They're taking shortcuts. So I'm going to do my shortcut video on how to make Chinese donuts. It's interesting. Even though this is not a food channel or anything like that, this is about holistic health and wellness and uplifting each other and being supportive of each other. I'm trying to grow my channel and I'm trying to have a more organic following. So that's why I have to go to some of these social media marketing seminars and things like that because like I said before, I am not that tech savvy. I was so upset last week that I couldn't get my microphone to work and stuff. I was like, when Mercury's in retro, well, in the shadows of retrograde and everything begins to go haywire. And then we're close to a full moon too. So, yeah. Thank you everyone for joining me this morning. I'm about to head out and get dressed and stuff like that so I can get my day started because I have a lot to do. I'm trying to enroll in an online school so I can finish my bachelor's degree. I only have 20 more credits. I'm just like, give me that BS. Come on. I'm ready. And that's when I might come to California, the Creative Creole, because they have multiple graduations in the different states in the US. And I do know that they have a graduation in California. So that might be my way to wiggle my way over there into the West Coast. Yes, I'm going to check Charlie the Cooking Andrews out to Simple Living. Yes, I'm heading right on over after I press in the broadcast. And again, thank you so much. And I hope you all enjoy your day, and I wish nothing but health and wellness to you because wellness is wealthy. We all say we want to be wealthy, but guess what? Wellness is the true wealth. So as long as we keep that in mind, we should be fine. Yes, thank you, Simple Living. I'm trying. I'm really trying really hard. It's been hard. However, I am very resilient. I do not give up. I do not give up. And I can't base my life on how others move about their life. Everything that's good for somebody else may not be good for me. However, if they're giving some information that I can apply to my life at some later time or something, then I'm receptive. That's what us as a people, like around the world, period, have to learn how to do. Be receptive. Sometimes, and those of us giving the message also have to understand that just because someone's not receptive at that time doesn't mean that they didn't hear what you said. They may not agree with you a day from that day, a week from then, a year from then, but at some point in time, they may begin to see things differently, you know? And we just have to accept it like that. Yes, you are welcome. I know, look, I try to keep things simple. That's why I'm ending the live stream now because I know, it's a lot easier for people to watch a hour live stream than it is to watch 3 and 4 hours. Even though, like I said, I'll play somebody's live this 3 or 4 hours in the background, while I'm running around doing things just to help them get their watch hours and things like that up. because I like helping others. Because helping others, I also feel like I'm helping myself. When you give, you shall receive. However, like just having that attitude, that when you give, you shall receive. You may not receive in the way you want to, like, oh, I want money and things like that. No, but you may get the resources that you need to get the money. So, we have to be thankful and watch for all signs. So thank you all for stopping in this morning. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. And this has been another Tea Time with Tyleda, and we are out. Peace.